Hello folks, Steve here again from the UK Preppers Guide. Today I'm out and about in the woods again, just doing an overnighter here. And while I'm here, I want to do a follow-on video from the one that I done last week, which was the windlass trap. Now, today's video is the same sort of theme on how to trap and catch an animal in order to get your food, should you need to. In a shit hit the fan situation, food is going to be very scarce, obviously, and by getting out in the woods and practicing trapping and snaring, fishing, hunting, etc., you've at least got that skill to fall back on should you ever need it. Now, in today's video, I'm going to be doing quite a well-known trap, but a variation of it that works very, very well. So I'm going to be doing the figure of 4 deadfall trap. One thing that's very important that you really need to try and understand when it comes to trapping animals is the trap itself is only one part of it. You've got to know where the animal is, what the animal's feeding on, their routes in and out. Even the time of year will depend on how efficient you are at trapping and catching an animal. Now, also bear in mind that although most creatures are creatures of habit and will do the same sort of thing, if your trap looks out of place, they will be suspicious. If it doesn't look natural, they'll be suspicious. If its smell is different, they will be suspicious. So, along with knowing how to set a trap, you've got to realise that you can't leave any scent on the trap, and it can't just stick out like a sore thumb. It's got to blend in with the environment. So, in bearing all them things in mind, what I want to do is get on and show you this trap. It's a variation of the deadfall trap, very, very easy variation, but I personally think it's 1,000 times better than the normal method of setting the trap. So let's get on with it. So this is all you really need to make this variation of the trap. You've got your knife and handsaw to cut your wood in the first place, then some larger pieces of timber around about 4, 5, 6 inches diameter. There's going to be the main part of the trap. You've got your 3 sticks here, round about a thumb diameter. They're going to be to make the actual figure of 4 itself, and then some larger, longer stakes, about a metre long. These are going to be driven in the ground in a minute. Now this is going to be your support stick, and or pivot stick as it's sometimes called. All you want it to be is about a hand span and a bit more longer. Then what you want to do is put a flat point or chisel point on the end. So here you've got the chisel point on the end of your support stick. I'm just going to tidy it up a little bit. Just square that off. Okay, so that's your support stick. On the end here, I'm just going to, again, tidy it up a bit. Let me just put this on here. Okay. Now, with your support stick, you also need to put a square edge down here, because this is going to be attached to the trigger stick. So on one of the flats there, continue it down and get yourself a flat edge. And then you've got a flat edge there, and then turn it through 90 degrees and get another flat edge here. So this is the finished support stick. As you can see there, you've got a flat chisel wedge there at the top, and a 90-degree here to that flat wedge. Next is your actual bait or trigger stick, and you want 2 cuts, one there and the other one about a handspan away, but at, again, 90 degrees to the first one. So if that one's there, that's the 2 cuts 90 degrees to each other. And now this one, just cut a notch into it. Now this time you've got that notch going there, turn it round through 90 and do the same effect so the 2 notches are facing each other. Okay, so there you have the 2 notches at 90 degrees to each other. And then finally, with your top stick, this is the one that actually props the top of the DeadFall up in the air. We're going to form another flat chisel end on one end only. And if I get the figure of 4 in effect more or less in the position that I want it, that's going to go in there, and then that is going to be supported round about there. Again, it's parallel to that flat edge there. And we just carve a little, so that fits there. And your trigger stick, and you have a fix there. So there's your in effect your actual figure of 4. I've got all the notches carved out and everything, and all I'm doing is putting pressure on the top here, which in effect is where the DeadFall is going to be. You've got your bait on that end, and then when this is, the whole thing falls down. So now I want to show you the variation that I use in order to keep this in the right place, ready and set. Once you've got your general location where you're going to be setting the trap, take your 2 longer sticks, just put a general point on them. Drive the other post into the floor. First thing I want to do with setting it up, obviously, is I'm just going to use something to prop it up, and my mallet will do the job. So first off, your support stick goes in. Just going to set this up generally in a position first of all. So I've got weight on here, holding the figure 4 in position. Now, if I lift, put it on, and you can see how much easier that is compared to a normal DeadFall, where this flops about all over the place, and you've got to find a ridiculously sensitive balance point. Here, all you're worried about is the weight going down on this arm here, and you're done. So it's very easy to do. It's a very easy setup, much quicker than the normal setup, but you still got the same effect. Now, from here, I want the animal to come in this side, because If he's coming in from the other side, in effect, he's going to be pushing against this upright here, and that's not going to work. We want all the pushing movement to go that way to activate the trigger switch that makes the whole lot fall down. Now what I've done now, I've altered the bait stick and feathered it down quite a bit so that you could push the bait on the end. I've also reduced the amount of contact between the upright and the trigger mechanism here so that it becomes even finer. So there you have it, folks, my alternative version of a figure 4 deadfall trap. I've probably still got a bit more fine tuning to do to get it to work spot on, but it generally works, and it works well, and the setup is really easy. So I hope you've enjoyed watching the video, and why not get yourself out in the woods and see if you can do the same, see if you can set something up, and just practice these skills, because you never know, you're going to need them one day. So for now then, take care, stay safe, and I'll catch you on the next UK Preppers Guide video. Bye for now, folks.